'cause I'm a fury.
What's up, y'all? Cause I'm a Fury here, and I'm gonna talk about Resident Evil 8, and I'm gonna keep it brutally honest to myself, okay? God damn it, Capcom. It's like this. There's no script in front of me, y'all, but this is how I feel. Raw emotion, raw truthness to the whole situation when I look at it. For the love of all that's sacred and pure, Capcom, just make a new intellectual property. I feel at this point, what you started with Resident Evil 7 was something all new, something that on its own would be great, but you wanted to use the Resident Evil name to sell a new game because you don't have any faith in an intellectual property, a brand new one standing on its own. Hell, maybe it won't sell as great as you projected it to be, but that's where you actually make a good game, promote it properly, and then guess what? The sequel people will be looking forward to. But no, this is what they do. This is how they're gonna do it and how they've done it. They gave you fan service by making Resident Evil 2 and 3 over again. And then they say, now we're going to do what we want to do because we gave y'all what y'all wanted. Okay? Did people like them? The remakes? That's questionable. But from the sales point, it seems like, yeah, they did pretty well. But now Capcom's like, okay, now we're going to make what we want to make. Deal with it. And I'm feeling from the creative direction I've seen with Resident Evil 7 and then recently with Part 8 Village, I'm like, dude, just make a new franchise. Just all together. You don't even have to connect it to Resident Evil. Okay? This could be something on its own. We dealing with like werewolf-like creatures. We dealing with more like we dealt with Evelyn, who had a mold that can control people and turn them into different things. And I'm like, wow, somebody's cooking this shit up in the lab. Like, really, like, it's so far removed from what Resident Evil is. I'm not gonna say, oh, it's removed from what Resident Evil was. It's just zombies and stuff. No, 4 bridge the gap. Hell, if you paid attention, the remake of 3 bridged the gap even more, because it's like I said like a couple months back. I'm like, I bet Capcom was going to do this whole thing with Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis. When I first saw Nemesis in the remake turning zombies into parasites with the thing on their heads, I was thinking like, wow, that's a parasite. He putting that Resident Evil 4 connection. Wesker did steal Umbrella's data when he betrayed them, and guess what? Umbrella had all this info about the Las Plagas parasite, and when Wesker stole the info and the data dump during the whole Spencer Mansion incident, guess what? He knew about the Las Plagas parasite. That's why he was behind the scenes in Resident Evil 4. Because he knew of the data that they used to actually mimic and make the Nemesis parasite, as from the data they had from the Las Plagas parasite. So now that's your bridging of the gap there. Now we have Village coming in, which will be out next year, right? And then we still hearing rumors about Resident Evil 4 remake. Right? So if they're gonna do all these remakes to revamp the storyline, are they gonna bridge all of this together? And do I want them to bridge it together? No, I don't. I feel that Resident Evil 7 on its own should have been something new, and I would have had more respect for the game. 8 is continuing what 7 started, and I feel like it's distant from the game. Now, you got people like Residents of Evil and all other types of people who are just really stoked to play another Resident Evil game. And I'm like, you know what? No. Let this be something else. Like, what happened to all the people out there that had an outcry like, hey, Capcom, bring out some new games? You know, if you're not going to respect the franchises that you have already, put out some new intellectual properties to move on. But no, they are using the Resident Evil name to sell an entirely new franchise. And once again, we getting a Chris face, meaning they slapping Chris into this game. People didn't like how Chris looked in 7, so now Chris looks like he looks like Chris Redfield now, finally. You know? They did that like, okay, we're gonna put the right face on Chris here. So that'll make you happy. We good now? You know, they put their fist up, dab you. We good? You got the right Chris face in there. All right. Now I am intrigued to see what's going on, but now knowing that the rumors were all true, Mia is alive after he shoots her. That's her. What I was read in the rumors. He patched her up. It's the baby that he wanted to get out of, something like that. I don't know. It's all fucking stupid to me anyway. This is why I feel like it should have been separate. That could have been something like that character who showed up at the end of RE7. That could have been some new character saying, I'm this person, I'm that person. And then they create the DLC to show you that person's story. Still like not a hero, but it's not Chris. It's just actually a new character and stuff. And then this game here, Village, would continue on and show you and build this new hero along with, or whatever he is. And I would have made Ethan a more interesting character. Like, seriously, Ethan Winters, he has the charisma of a fucking vacuum cleaner. But people like, oh, you want to see through Ethan's eyes. You supposed to be Ethan. I'm like, look, don't give me that Legend of Zelda, Samus Aran shit, where I don't want them to have voices. They voices what I hear in my head and stuff. I don't like the voice actress. I'm like, oh my God, you fucking kidding me? Anyway, like I said, this should be a new intellectual property. This should not be Resident Evil. This is not me trashing it. I think for what I've seen of the game, if it was not Resident Evil, I'd be like, you know what? This is actually good. But then people are going to say to me, well, won't you just mentally treat it like it's not Resident Evil? I'm like, no, it's called Village Resident Evil with the Roman numerals 8 in it. It's Resident Evil, motherfucker. Okay? Anyway, this is the dumb shit that Capcom does. It does, you know. I was like, you know what? I even understood why they streamlined Resident Evil 2 and 3. I understood it. Didn't like it, but I understood why they did it. Because I came at it from a point like, you know what? I'm in a city that's neck deep in the undead. Why do I want to expand and search so much? I want to get the fuck out of here. Now, that doesn't mean that they should have cut a lot of stuff out of it like they did in 3 and 2. My thing is that the game should push a narrative like, I don't want to linger too long. You know? But with this new Resident Evil 8, like, I like what I see, but it's just not Resident Evil to me. And that's just the way it's going to be. Maybe just to me. Who knows? We'll see. Because I'm Fury, I'm out. Peace.